Hello and welcome to this round of Output Racing League. It is round 5 of Charlotte. Unfortunately today Corey won't be joining me in the comms box. He is away with personal things to do, so hopefully this goes all smoothly and these guys have a good race. Now, Charlotte's not the easiest of tracks. You can either take the low line and ruin your tyres, or try and save them and take the mid to high line. Now what you can do to get your speed up before you do your full-on qualifying lap is you just take the whole high line around, and that is you are millimeters away from the wall. But we are going off now. So in our top 5 we have Tommy Bourdais, Thomas Harmon in second, third Jaron Sanchez, fourth Brandon Burnett, fifth Austin Hakes. Yeah, Output Racing Man, we're live. Thank you for the support, everyone, for tuning in for round 5 at Charlotte. Can't thank Jaron enough for this.
Going on green.
But we are 1 to green. And they're off. Tommy Bourdais is in the lead with Thomas Harmon, sorry, up high. Is Jaron going to be able to capitalise this? No, he's not. Instead, Thomas Harmon stays in second, right behind Tommy Bourdais. Sorry, I'm getting all these names mixed up. It's been a while. And they've completed lap 1 as we see a 2-lane race. Oh, we might even see a 3-lane race here. So we see some cars going up high, in the middle and down low. I think we shall go and focus on the leader for now. Just Tommy Bourdais. And he has Thomas Harmon behind him with Steve Turner in third. And Jaron Sanchez has followed, dropped down to 4th. As they come into turn 1 again for lap 4 of 80. Tommy Bourdais obviously trying to do one better than last week. Obviously trying to get the win this time. Trying to keep Thomas Harmon out of the league contention for the championship.
Thank you, 41. Sorry, Tom, I didn't mean to scare you there. Oh, you're good. 16 spinning. 57 spinning this time.
Alrighty, hopefully we have some sound. Mic check, mic check. Can everyone hear me? Sorry for that, my headset was obviously on mute. But I am joined in the comm box by my partner Corey. Corey, hey man, how's it going today, buddy?
Oh, g'day mate, sorry for being late and not being able to start the broadcast myself, everyone, but I am here now. I've just got to try and get into the session.
12 spins this time.
So how's the racing been going so far, Brogan?
It's been going good so far. We've had a nice battle up for the lead, and everyone's starting to do green flag pit stops.
Ah,
No caution whatsoever so far.
Well, considering that we had the practice race for the league here at Charlotte, it's not a surprise that we've actually gone quite caution-free. In that practice race, I don't think we had a caution then either, which was quite surprising considering, not many people had run the B car there before, or at least not very often.
And it would be considered a different vehicle to drive than the truck, even for yourself.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, the points of where you got to turn into the corners and where you got to get on the gas in the corners is a completely different thing. Like with the truck, you can hold the gas for a little bit longer on entry and just generally get out of the throttle and get back into it. With the B car, generally speaking, on a longer run, you have to start dragging the brake a little bit in the corner just to settle the car, whether you're going low line or the high line.
And it looks like some of these guys have been doing that tonight.
Hey, Miss Sanchez, how is the engine volume coming through the stream right now? As we got a lock on, well, I at least have a lock on Thomas Harmon in the lead right now. It's got about 3.5 second gap over second place of Tommy. Pretty good. All right, awesome. Thank you.
And it now looks like Jaron has fallen 2 laps down. I wonder what could have happened.
I'm pretty sure when I was just jumping in, because I had to jump in as his spotter, he was just going in onto pit road, so he just completed his green flag stop.
Because he was very, very up there to contend for a win, hopefully.
So it looks like he's completed his green flag stop, and now he is on the charge to try and consolidate what position he's got. But he is currently last in the field. I notice here that we've got a Joseph Weaver in a 6 car who doesn't seem to have participated in the race. Do you have a story on that, Brogan?
No, I do not at all at this current stage, but I can quickly try and do some research.
Well, how about this? You stick with the broadcast, man, and I'll go do the research for you.
Awesome, roger that. Alrighty, as we're sticking with the race, Thomas Harmon is in the lead still. Robert Collins is in second place now, just coming into turn 1. Charles Becker in third. Ryan... Hey? Oh, sorry, that is incorrect, people. Thomas Harmon is in first. Tommy Day is in second. Austin Hakes is third. Steve Turner is somehow still in fourth after going in for a green flag pit stop to get all his damage done. Brandon Bennett in fifth, and that is your top 5. As we are on lap 39 of 80.
Alrighty, I'm back. I have some extra news on Jaron. It turns out that he's been in for 2 pit stops. On the first one, he in fact did not get fuel in the car. I don't know whether there was a problem with coupling the fuel to the car or what, but yeah, he did not get any fuel on his first stop. Had to make a second one.
That is very unfortunate. And it has costed him very dearly.
So right now, Jaron is in fact praying for a caution. And also, it seems that Joseph Weaver has been having some computer issues, participated in a little bit of practice, and that was it.
We are now halfway in the race, with 39 to go.
Looks like Austin in P2 is being caught a little bit by Tommy in P3. They're very close together, just coming across the line now. Austin has a slight lead over Tommy, but the gap looks like it is very minimal.
And it looks like Austin Hakes has a lapped car in front of him that he just cannot catch up and get around to shake, which is the number 24 of Jared.
Yeah, one of the previous Hard Charger Award winners. Jared's looking pretty good though. He's not very far back behind the field. He's only 1 lap down. But he is well positioned as the first car a lap down. So if a caution was to come out, he would be back on the lead lap. Seems like Austin is going to try and make his move on the inside of turn 1 and 2 right now. And to Jared's credit, he gives Austin a lot of room to pass, but will still drag race him along the back straight. Just that momentum up high in 1 and 2 is just, you know, it's pretty OP. As Austin now goes for a look around the outside of Jared. It doesn't look like he's quite got the distance, but he's still going to try and get that momentum going on the high line and get around the 24. You see, these guys are still side by side. This just goes to show how hard it is to pass it. Whether on new tyres or old tyres, it is so difficult to pass. It looks like Austin has got that track position now. I say track position, not actual position, because, you know, as I alluded to before, Jared is in fact a lap down. And now he is the problem of Tommy, but he's looking pretty racy behind Austin still. Looks like he was almost trying to give Austin a little bit of a bump going through the corner. It's a little bit of a no-no. If you're a lap down, you can't go pushing the lead lap cars in the corner. But Tommy has very quickly gotten around Jared now. But and also with that, Tommy has closed the gap on Austin by a lot. See, Austin was just held up for about 5 or 6 laps, but that was all Tommy needed to be right on his bumper.
Thank you.
Now Thomas at the front has gone on to put another car a lap down, so now Robert Collins in the 2 car is the first car 1 lap down. And Brian Stones in the 18 is the last car on the lead lap. He'd be praying for a caution because he would not want to go a lap down at this stage.
And as you say that, the number 2 comes in for a pit stop.
And that would re-promote Jared into first car on the lap down. As I'm still personally watching this battle for second. And Tommy is still right there. He just can't find a way around Austin.
And now the leaders come into the pits for a green flag pit stop, sorry.
Having a look at how many laps we've got to go, I'd say that this is going to be the last round of green flag stops we're going to have in this race. Because I'm pretty sure if you fill the car up from here, you can make it to the end. And it looks like Tommy is going into the pits now as well. Jared follows in behind him and takes out the commitment cone. That is going to be a penalty. He's going to have to spend some extra time in his pit box. That's unfortunate for the 24 car. He's already a lap down, and that's just gone and made things worse for him. as now Austin has assumed the lead, but he's coming in for his stop. And that promotes the 13 of Steve Turner into the lead of this motor race. But if I was Steve, I wouldn't want to sit out there for too long, because new versus old tyres is a big difference. I'd rather get new shoes on her to begin with rather than wait and get new shoes for later on.
No matter what sort of discipline you're racing.
I guess the only exception to that rule would be, you know, a sport like Formula One where you have the different tyre compounds. Because I reckon old soft tyres are still better than new hards.
In V8 supercars and sports car racing.
And now here comes here comes Steve into the pits, which will temporarily promote Brandon Bennett into the lead of this race, the number 41 Penske Mustang. Oh, and it sounds like Brandon Bennett has just run out of fuel going along the back straight. So he pushed it to the absolute limit there. He is coming in for his pit stop as well. And it looks like Thomas Harmon has now reassumed the lead. And in the pit stop cycle, Tommy has gotten around Austin. So we can chalk this one up to Tommy being P2. Austin is now P3. As soon as everything shakes out after the stops. And Austin is stuck behind the 2 car, but it won't be for long. He's making a move on the inside of 3 and 4. He's going to try and close down a lot of ground. He's lost 2 seconds to Tommy in the pit stop cycle. He must have gone a little bit too far in his pit box.
Damn.
Don't forget, guys, if you are among the 8 watching this race, if you haven't yet, like the stream or dislike the stream, depending on what your personal preference is, and make sure you also subscribe to the channel. We're here every week doing these output race broadcasts, and any support we get is greatly appreciated. So Thomas Harmon has a 3.1 second gap. Sorry, made that 2.9 second gap over Tommy. Tommy's just clawing back sometime a little bit. That'd be down to Thomas having that slightly earlier stop. So his tyres are going away just a little bit quicker than what Tommy's are. As I can see in my little eye that Jaron has made his next green flag stop. And I'm pretty sure that is the last green flag stop to be made, so everyone is fueled up and ready to go to the finish. But because of that drama, Jaron is down into P11. The first two races, he was running out of fuel just before the line, and this one he ran out after not getting fuel in on his first stop. It looks like Thomas is being caught by the lap car of Matt Burgess, who is 8 laps down, trying to get himself one of his laps back to be just 7 laps down. And he has in fact done that now, as we can see on the broadcast here. Matt would have slightly fresher tyres than Thomas as well. As we're having a look at the last lap here, it looks like Thomas's last lap was a 30.682. Tommy did a 30.540 and Austin did a 30.325. So Austin is coming. He is clawing back at Tommy and Tommy is clawing back at Thomas. As we can see, the 12 from Matt Burgess just skipping away from Thomas. Must be pretty hard to be the leader of the race and see a lap car skip away from you like that. Looks like we've got a fairly small field compared to normal. I'm hoping that we get some numbers back in like the next couple of weeks. I know that Aaron's not racing tonight because he's just come back from a long trip.
Any news on the other guys of why they aren't coming?
Not that I know of. I have been keeping up with the Discord, but no, it does not seem like there's any reason for the others to not be here. Well, I don't think we've seen Davey Lamont for a couple of weeks. And the 61's not even here, Stephen Schmidt. And we haven't seen Bradley Wilson for a few weeks either. But there is a lot of guys that run a slightly earlier Tuesday night league that it might have run a little bit longer tonight, and that could be the reason why they're not here. But unfortunately, that's just what we don't know. As Thomas Harmon's starting to dip into the 31-second laps, and so is Tommy. It looks like the progress that Tommy was making on Thomas has started to stall out. But Austin is still gaining on Tommy, still in the 30-second lap bracket. see where he does this time. He does a 31.053 on this lap to Tommy's 31.001. And Thomas did a 31.059. So as you can see, the new tyre advantage has petered off now, and they're running fairly similar lap times. But what gives Austin the advantage is he is within 1 second of Tommy, which means he could be picking up a little bit of the draft off of Tommy's car.
Dude, I was trying to hold it down there, man. My bad.
In fact, that gap has shrunk down to about 0.4 of a second in the last lap. So Austin is right there.
I mean, you could have just let me go. I clearly tracked you down from 5 seconds back.
And right behind them is the lap down car of Jaron Sanchez.
Robert, I'm going to give you a lane wherever you want. Yeah, no problem. Just hold on. Thank you.
And Austin is absolutely coming at Tommy now. He has closed in so much. He is right on his bumper. And it looks like the battle for second is back on.
With 2 to go.
As we're coming up to start the last lap now, the white flag is out. Does Austin have what it takes to get around Tommy? And will anyone have anything for Thomas in the next couple of weeks? Looks like Austin's willing to make a move here in 3 and 4. As Thomas has just come across the line to finish the race. He just doesn't have the legs. So that means Tommy is in second and Austin is in P3.
Good race, boys. Top 3. You scored. Yeah, 13. My bad there, man. That's not what I was trying to do.
Alright guys, we're just going to quickly sort a couple of things out. We'll get our top 3 into the box. And we might also see about trying to get the hard charger into the box as well. That's if he has a Discord.
now.
Alrighty guys, that was a great race, absolutely no cautions. We are joined in the box by third place getter Austin Hanks. Austin, man, how was that race from you, and what's the difficulty with running 80 laps around here at Charlotte with no caution?
Yeah, we qualified 5th, had a solid piece tonight, just ran kind of 4th that first run. During pit stops we moved up to 3rd, and pretty much sat there the rest of the race. Running 80 laps in the greens, it's pretty challenging. You have to make sure you don't make any mistakes, hit the wall, miss your marks. Also, lap cars, there was a little bit of lap traffic. Kind of got to maneuver your way through there.
Now we noticed that after that last green flag stop, that you were absolutely coming at the back of Tommy. Did you think you had anything for him before that last lap?
Yeah, I noticed I was running a little bit quicker than he was. He pitted a few laps before I did, so I didn't know how much I was going to gain on him. Because when you first pit, or pit before someone else, they gain that time. I know I had a few lap fresher tires. I was just trying to, catch up to him, see if I had anything for him. He pulled within a tenth there at the end, so a great run for him. But we really worked on our long run setup. I've been struggling the last few weeks, so glad to see it pay off.
Alright, awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time, man. Good job on the P3, and we will see you next week.
Alright, thank you.
Alrighty, guys. Now coming up will be the second place getter, the number 57 of Tommy. Tommy, man, tell me about it. How did you go today?
Well, I'll tell you this, Corey. It went a lot better than I thought it would. Charlotte's one of those tracks that I to be honest with you, it's not one of my favorite. And, to tell the truth, this is the first time I've ever actually raced the B car here. So I'm surprised at how well it went. Thomas was on fire today. Congratulations to him on another win. But overall, it was a solid day, good points day. That's just kind of what I need at this point. So it's good.
Alright, so tell us about that last stint there. Coming out of the stop, you came in just a couple of laps before Austin, and he was starting to come at you in those dying laps. What was your thought process going into that last lap, knowing that he was right there on your tail?
Yeah, I didn't want to pay too much attention to him. I knew he was going to be faster on his newer tires. I just kind of had to accept that. But I tried to just keep him out of my mind, just kind of run my line, run my race, do my thing. And he was there at the end, and I bet we have 3-5 more laps left. He would have been past me, but a fun race for sure. Kept it a little bit interesting back there, and not a bad day for the TommyBordeaux.com Ford Mustang here.
All right, no worries. Thank you very much, man, and congratulations on your P2. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much. Thanks for hosting. Thanks to Jaron for putting on the league. Thanks to Austin for being my teammate. As always, go check out TommyBordeaux.com. Best out of the net. Thank you, guys.
All right, see you, man. Alrighty, guys, and that just leaves one man left. The one man who needs no introduction whatsoever, but we're going to give him one anyway. Another dominating performance for the 38 of Thomas Harmon. Thomas,
what's going on, guys?
Congratulations on another dominating victory.
Thank you.
So, 80 laps without a caution. Was there at any point in time where you thought, I could make a mistake here and just throw it all away?
Yeah, when I got under Dami for the first time, it might have been the first time, but I got under him and I started to push up, so I hit the brakes a little bit and I hit him a little bit too hard and I started to slide up the track and about wiped us both.
Well, that's definitely one of those brown pants moments by the sound of it. So, man, not so serious question. Do you ever get sick of being so dominant?
Well, you gotta look at it this way. The league I run before this, I'm lucky to get a top 5. And then it's nice to come out here and run and not have to push myself so hard that it just wears. It's exhausting, and just be able to come out and relax and race was.
Yeah, well, you know, how difficult is it going from one league and jumping straight into another league race? Because, you know, 80 laps here in entire green flag run, you know, it's not easy, but, you know, it's easier than, you know, going to Talladega and having multiple cautions. But what is it like going from, you know, the league that you run before this and then jumping straight into the B car to do this league?
I'm not gonna lie, switching cars and tracks can be a little rough, and a lot of times it takes a little bit of adjusting. Even when this race starts, I can still be in the mindset of the previous race and the previous track, you know, previous car, previous track, and like tonight I came from 250 laps at Martinsville, everybody beating and banging on each other to wide open with cars running, not holding the throttle open here, but it's a nice change of pace, but definitely took a little bit of adjusting when I first popped into the session.
All right, no worries, man. Thank you for your time again. Congratulations on your P1. Who have you got to shout out this week?
Shout out to you up in the booth, you and Brogan and Jared for putting on the league. S2R for being my team. And that's about it as far as that.
All right, no worries. Well, thank you for your time, man. Another dominating victory. Well done. And we will see you next week.
Yep, I will definitely be here. I believe it's Bristol.
Well done,
Alrighty.
Thomas.
Thank you.
All right, guys, and that will wrap us up for today. On behalf of Brogan, Pickett Norris, and myself, we will say see you later, and we will see you at next week's race, which, as Thomas alluded to, I'm pretty sure it's also Bristol.
That will also be an interesting one.
So yeah, we will see you guys next week for 150 laps at the Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee. And thank you to Miller's Creatures Comfort, Speedway Meme 69, Output Racing, and we will see you guys next week.